June the 24th, 2021. Guys, I said this morning that I would update this Atlantic tropical information that we're getting in. Let me say this for the folks down in Florida in the Miami area. Where the debris fell from that building, where the building fell there, they've called in the fire departments because there was some smoke coming from the rubble. Didn't see any flames, but some smoke. No telling what could have occurred there. Possibly electrical issues. Who knows? But they're trying to get as many people out as they can. Keep them in your thoughts right now. It's a terrible situation. Now, just kind of a quick analysis at some of the pictures. The structure under the building that was open, I think it was part of the parking situation, it looked like it had sank. I don't know if it was from the impact of the collapse or if it sank due to, a sinkhole problem, but some people are saying there's not really that many in that area. Anytime you have a lot of flooding or hurricanes or things like that, you can weaken that underlayer, just like at the Red Sea right now. Some of the floods that have come in there have created a lot of sinkholes where it's gotten into the soil and the rocks and then down into the salt layer and dissolved that salt, and you're creating these sinkholes. But guys, at one time, a lot of Florida was underwater, and so was the Red Sea. It was deeper than it was, and that's what created all that salt, was that it had been underwater before. So we do know that in Louisiana, there's salt domes well ashore, inshore, as far as up, as I know, as far as Baton Rouge. They may be many more, or some many miles further north than that. But that we've seen it happen with the Bayou Corn collapse a few years ago. So we're not sure yet, but it did, the underlaying section along the ground level collapse. You can see where cars have kind of fallen off into that hole. Again, I don't know if it was from the impact of the debris hitting the parking lot, causing it to sink. Either way, the ground was not very stable, let's say that. Now, you're looking at a wide Atlantic satellite image right now. The system in the center is doing exactly what it was forecast to do on today, Thursday. They said a few days ago that it would have a chance of development up to about Thursday, and then the upper level wind shear would make it less conducive. And this is that storm that's about a 10% chance of development now. And notice that it is being blown into the Atlantic, out into the North Atlantic by the upper level wind shear. Now, we don't have that in this monster of a storm that has come off the coast of Africa. A couple of things about this. Notice this is some of the densest area of Saharan dust layer that we've seen. And I will stop this, but check this out right here along the edge. You're getting into different shades, and right here it's very thick. So this storm system below it, which does already have a rotation, has it being, because it's so wide, this upper layer is battling with this dust layer. And we talked about these hurricanes can be subdued by the dust simply because it absorbs the moisture out. And it works both ways. Some of this Saharan sand layer that's blown off can be taken down by these storms. Now, this system that we're seeing in the center, that's just a small chance of remaining a system, has been absorbing some of this sand or dust layer, and so have these storms here. And these dust layers come off in cycles. Maybe 2 or 3 days where it's not bad, and then it'll start up again. So this thing, this system here that we're seeing is going to continue to move to the west. So the first people impacted, if it remains intact, will be the Windward Islands. So you guys keep an eye on that. And it will have to watch this battle between this system and the Saharan dust layer. But it's very large. It came offshore very large, and we need to pay attention to it. Let's let this continue to play through. But again, as the sun sets over the African continent, if you pay close attention, you can see the rotation in this system. It wants to start it. You can see the feeder bands and everything. So it depends on how it battles, again, this Saharan dust layer will depend on how it strengthens. But it's getting in that time of year now. We're getting out of the beginning of hurricane season, which is mostly the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, things like that, and back into the Atlantic. So we're going to have to watch it. It's been very hot, record heat now in over in the north and southwest. Guys, it looks like it's going to break all-time records, and you've got that drought going on there. You need to prepare for food shortages for this winter. As if you've never done it before, or greater than you ever have before, because with the drought affecting a lot of the crop areas and some of the floods affecting the other areas, and this is worldwide, there's going to be a hyperinflation on food prices because of shortage. So get what you can now. Make sure you've got water filtration, but I don't care if you're getting survival food or you're getting big bags of beans and rice. You better do something, because it's not just the geophysical problems that we see here. Sometimes you better watch, especially in the next few months, the geopolitical situation. We talk about the drought in Arizona. You know, there's some political things that are going down over in that area about the last election. And if it works out to where there's a chance that it could turn things around, you better watch for some very explosive events to take away from that issue. And some people are saying you could have a grid down problem depending on whether it's so much heat that they're having to cut the electricity back just because it's pulling more than the system can handle, or they're a blackout from other reasons. But you need to pay attention, and you need to really, really prepare, guys. This is all BS aside. Make sure now every day you're doing something, because it looks like the days are getting very short, or the amount of days is getting very short on the time to do it. Now, this is the 5-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center, and we're still at a 40% chance of development of this system that we're looking at, the large one coming off of Africa. This system is down now, since I started the report, to a 0% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. I think the 2-day forecast may be still about 10%, but it's getting torn apart at the top. We don't expect much out of that. But this system may be different. 40% chance of formation 5 days. This is as 2 p.m. this afternoon. A strong tropical wave located over the far east Atlantic off the African coast is producing a broad area of showers and thunderstorms. As the system moves northwestward into the central Atlantic Ocean, conditions appear only marginally conducive for development due to relatively cool ocean temperatures. However, a small tropical depression could still form by early next week. Once that happens, guys, we're really going to have to pay attention to it. That it's looking out over several days, and things change. Your high pressure area over the Atlantic can recede or expand, and that's going to control these storms absolutely. Now, the models aren't putting a lot of information up yet on the second storm here, so we're going to just pay attention to it, because it is that time of year. Again, prepare every day. Wake up in the morning thinking about maybe a month or two to prepare, because certain things are not going to be allowed to happen. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's a heads up. Be safe.